Welcome to another episode of When I'm Alone in My Room. I'm just thinking out loud. Uh, Last night, family friend called me. I call him my uncle, and the family friend, his nephew is my cousin. So we're all kind of related in a sense. But the uncle and the nephew, they've been experiencing family problems for years, and they was trying to resolve a problem while they were drinking. Instead of fixing a problem, it turned into a problem. It turned into a problem. Uh, the nephew felt like uh, the uncle was being used, and the uncle felt like the nephew turned his back. And I'm gonna explain why. So the uncle, he's a good guy, hard worker. He has fallen short because of alcohol. He drinks a little too much. So um he was asking the nephew for help. He asked the nephew for help. He's been asking the nephew for help. But the way he asked the nephew, the way he wants the help, the nephew really doesn't want to do it. Um, Money came up in the conversation. So the nephew thinks that the people that the uncle hangs around influences him. And the nephew has a problem with the friends that the uncle has because he feels like when the uncle is drinking that he will give his last instead of trying to make sure that he's you know what I'm saying, if he's straight, you know what I'm saying, if his pockets can hold up for the week without him uh having to ask for money, because he'll give the shirt off his back. And the nephew was trying to tell him that he should make sure all his bills are paid, that he has enough food, water, enough whatever he need, and instead of him just giving it away. So the uncle was like, he needed help, and he asked the nephew, and the nephew was like, no, you just simply give it away, and I don't like the people you're around. Okay, so that was his problem with the uncle. And the uncle was telling him about his mother, which is his sister, that she wouldn't help and that the other family members wouldn't help. And he was trying to tell him that he was the only person that he could turn to for help. And he felt like he turned his back on him because he wouldn't lend him any money, and he's able to do so. And also that the nephew wife doesn't like the uncle, and the uncle feels like the wife has got into his nephew ear, which that's his wife. You know what I'm saying? You have to, me personally, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta respect your wife. I mean, you married, you went before God, and you know what I'm saying, she's pretty much a reflection of you, and you're a reflection of her. And you should make decisions together. And the nephew was like, he couldn't just go get $4,000 or $5,000 out the bank account without telling his wife, and the uncle felt like he shouldn't have to do that. But that's his wife. Um, so the uncle felt like he was using that as an excuse to not help him. But the nephew was saying that he would help him. He would just have to run it by his wife, and that he may not be able to help him as much as the uncle wanted him to help or needed him to help, but he said he would reach out to the uncle and help, get the process going with whatever he needed. But they couldn't come to a mutual agreement because they were under the influence. They couldn't comprehend what one was saying to the other, and so on. So it was just going in a circle, like a continuous circle. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. I did this, I did that, you know what I'm saying? And going back years and years in the past. And the nephew didn't appreciate that. But I felt what the uncle was saying, because when he was able, because the uncle, you know what I'm saying, he was making some moves when he was younger, but he went through a divorce and it affected him. It affected him a lot. But before the divorce, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was doing his thing. Can't lie. And the nephew know he was doing his thing too. But the problem with a lot of people is that when you're the man, they look at you different. Then when you hit a bump in the road, you're not the same person. They feel like you're not the same person, but you really are. You just don't have as much as you did in your earlier stages of your life versus now. But anybody can hit a bump in the road, but that doesn't make you a less of a person. And a lot of people feel like they don't have to help, or they're not, you know what I'm saying, they ain't obligated. But I feel like if you're in a position to help somebody, you should, because you don't never know what life will throw at you, what obstacles. Because the shoe that's on the person that need help foot, that very shoe can fit yours too. So just be mindful. Don't forget where you came from. And the uncle was trying to tell the nephew, hey, I helped you for years and years. You know what I'm saying? And the nephew really didn't want to hear that, because he was like, that was back then. This now. But yeah, the table turned. He helped you when you needed the help, but now you're able to help, and he's telling you that he feel like you turned his back on him, and you don't even want to take the time to give this person $20. Like, just a small gesture, just to show this person you care. Because this person is not no person off the street. This person, you know for a fact, that person will give you the shirt off their back. You know for a fucking fact. But you can't see what this person has done. And then this person may have worded some things. They worded it hurtful. They worded it hurtful because they're under the influence. And it also hurt too. But they crying for help. When you have somebody crying for help and you know this person can't get help from nobody else but you, just help the person out. Just help them. If you're able. You know it ain't gonna hurt your pocket. Just help them. I would. Me personally, I would help them. And I hope y'all took the time to watch this video and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Any support would be much appreciated. But just remember, if you're hurt and you need to have a serious conversation with somebody, don't do it over no drinks. Don't do it over no drinks. So you might have one too many, and that conversation will just get blown out of proportion, and it'll go left.